Hello and welcome to the 13th of February and the 13th of my live series, a free website audits, where I've been doing free website audits every day for the last, since the 1st of February. So for the last 13 days. I always have a problem with saying 13. Seems to be a bad omen. Um, who are we auditing today? A rather interesting website. It's a little bit cheeky, and I like cheeky. I really do like cheeky. This is Ziggy and Zion, and I love the name. I think the name's really clever, and there is a story behind the name. Sadly, however, they haven't put that story here on the. Oh, sorry, yes, they have. I lie. Who is Ziggy and Zion? They do down here. I'd like to see it further up, higher up. Celebrate the two sides of every person. One-off creations designed to capture the essence of the chameleon soul that exists within us all. Further feeling mischievous or ethereal web pieces that will perfectly complement your mood or style. They do bespoke pieces, one-off creations. They also do some that are already made. So I would actually expand that to be about both sides of it. But yeah, it's a bit of a cheeky brand, which is nice. I love cheeky. This, interestingly, is built on Weebly. Congratulations, Molly, because it's been a very long time since I've seen a website that's chosen Weebly as the platform and done it well. I tend to say, I have been saying that Weebly is a little bit outdated, and you've proved that totally wrong. And not only is it on Weebly, but it's a WooCommerce site on Weebly. So congratulations, you've done a good job. Because it does what needs to happen for WooCommerce. It seems to do it fairly well. I'm not sure how you're integrating the email, and whether that also allows you with a good integration to something that will allow you with to do abandoned cart sequences and post purchase and browser abandonment and that sort of thing. That would be my one comment about Weebly. But I haven't been on the back end of Weebly for a very long time, so maybe they've caught up. Maybe they've still got a bit of a hold in the market. The other thing, so this site, I love this video here, but it's been what's the word? My eye's struggling with this bit up here. I wouldn't have put an image behind there. I think you're a little bit overzealous about the images you put behind things, and that to do an image behind and then a copy and then an image behind and then a copy without the white spaces in between is not doing you a good service. See how whenever you have white spaces, it tends to make it easier and more legible for the eye to discern the individual photo or the individual bit of copy. So I would actually take, I don't think that image behind there adds anything really. I would add just maybe a color there behind. I think it gets a bit boring when it's just white behind there or nothing behind there, but maybe just a light color there behind there. And I would take, I don't know, that one's sort of, it's not bad, but I don't know. If you're going to have an image like that, then make it a bit bigger, make it a bit more of a feature. But I would definitely take the image off from behind there and then put, again, another color block behind there. And maybe not a color block that's the full width of the page. Opals forever. The other thing I noticed is that you're completely out of stock with all of your opal products. So maybe just hide that for the moment, or offer them as a bespoke product rather than trying to do them as a saleable product. See, it's got opals forever. When you go across here, it's pretty well all out of stock. So I'm not a lover of showing out of stock products. It sort of shows, particularly when there's this many, there's nothing worse than looking at something. So I'll be looking at this, and the fact that it goes sort of white when you hover over it's a bit annoying for me. This tiny little out of stock down the bottom, I'll be looking at this and I'll get so, I love the rings so much, And I really want it so much that I won't be seeing this out of stock. It's out of stock over here. It's like you don't want to leave me feeling bad. You want to leave me feeling well. So instead of doing that, because you do have the ability to make products, I'd be doing something like on this April's Forever. Sadly, we don't have any pre-made jewelry featuring opals right at this moment. We're happy to design a product to suit what you would like. Here's some examples of recent stuff we've done. So don't make them as the product, just make them as the here's some designs and looks for inspiration, rather than putting all of these out of stock ones on and hide them behind the scenes. See how it's much better when there's a slight space between them, like how the Instagram's sitting up. I like that photo down the bottom because it is showing the jewelry. The Let's Be Friends as the email sign up, I love. That's why I said you're a little cheeky, and that's perfect. Let's Be Friends. I really like that. You do have a pop-up that comes immediately on the site when you first go onto it. You want it to slow that pop-up down so it doesn't come immediately. You need to sort of, I don't know, say 20 seconds or so. Because I don't want it to be in my face while I'm trying to look at the site. And of course, it's not going to come. I've got rid of it, and it's not going to come up now because I've got rid of it. So it sort of defeats the purpose. Yeah. So when you look at have a look at this lookbook. It'll show you exactly what I mean by the spaces. See how it's much easier to see, much easier for my eye to discern the details in the individual products. And I don't know whether I'd call it lookbook. I'd maybe call it gallery of styles or something, or gallery. It's lookbook. I don't know whether it's the right saying for it. Who is Ziggy and Zion? Love this lovely photo. I probably will be put your photo on the homepage. And about us. I think that could be one page. You really don't need 2 pages between that. The more pages you have, the less option you have of people seeing what you're saying, because people don't tend to click around between pages anymore. And there's some really nice copy there that I would like to see on the homepage, because it really sets the style of your jewelry and the style of your business, and therefore speaks into the heart of your target client. I also really like this gift card. That's obviously connecting across to Square, and the fact that you can do a gift card with a different card for an individual. Details, email, and the personal message. Send this card to myself. Send it to somebody else. Send on a future date. This is clever. I've seen these sorts of apps before. Unfortunately, they don't get used terribly much, which is a bit sad, because I think they're good. This sort of personalisation. And I really like this pool your money from multiple contributors for one recipient. Invite collaborators. This is good. This is very clever. It's obviously going out to a different spot. It sort of upset me at first at the beginning, because it looked like it had taken me away from the website and I couldn't get back. And then I realised it hadn't. It opened in a new window. So what is that again? So on mobile, this is where these sort of images are really showing that it doesn't work so well on mobile. See how impactful is that video? And it's really being distracted by the image up here. I let the video stand in its own right, because it's very strong. It's well made. It's giving really good showcase into your work. And again, see how on mobile there's a nice little space around it. Much better. You go to that one. Where do we not have the space? Oh, we had it on the collections page. And then it just gets fussy down here. So it's featuring the opals up there when you don't have any of them in stock is going to be a bit of a turn off. Click to explore your interpersonal love story. What's that about? Okay. It's this page that's really annoying me without the gaps in between things. It's really hard to see. And you've got a lot of out of stock items. So either make them up and have them in stock or remove them from your inventory sitting on your website right at the moment. And that way there will be better emphasis on what you can sell right now. This is all really good. You need a shipping policy down the bottom, and you need a refund and returns policy, because that's going to impact you if you're doing any paid advertising. The other thing, while I think about it, you've got some lovely images on here, but you've got some cheeky images as far as Facebook's concerned. So you're going to have to be really careful about the images you have on your homepage. And the image I'm particularly referring to is this one. That's going to have to be removed from your homepage if you do meta ads, because Meta's going to come across to this. It's going to automatically deny your ad because you're showing too much body. It's a see-through top. Look, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not a prude. I think it's a lovely image, but I'm just telling you what Meta is going to do. They are going to, they're potentially not always immediately, because a lot of the AI is used to actually approve ads, but they'll then use manual stuff, and they'll go through, or they'll put them through a bigger filter later on, and that will get ads rejected. That one's borderline. That will probably be okay, but they're very prudish. They're incredibly prudish. And yes, I know that's on Instagram, and that's organically on Instagram. You can do whatever you like, but if you send that to a paid ad through to this homepage, that will probably get your paid ads shut down. And they're not only shutting down ad accounts, they're not only rejecting ads anymore, but they're tending to shut ad accounts down really, really fast. Bury them further down in your website. Just be aware that any landing page that you do send ads to, the bots will go back to the back end of the landing page and have a look at it. And also the fact that you don't have the shipping policy and the returns policy means that there will be problems with approval of ads. The other thing is your buttons. The buttons, I'd like, it's a very subtle hover effect. We do tend to find that hover effects that are less subtle, it will change the aesthetics of your page just a little bit, but the hover effects that are less subtle tend to convert better. It's the catch-22 between how to make a site look amazing and how to do things that will convert. And as far as I'm concerned, conversion wins every time. It's a simple site. You've got all of these. I probably would do more on the homepage about custom versus ready to ship stuff. It's a little bit hard at times to know what's custom and what's not. You're assuming that if it's there and ready, and if it's there and there's a photo there, it's there, it's sitting on a shelf, it's finished, it's a finished product, it's ready to ship. So you need to define that a little bit more for me, because I'm feeling a little bit confused about, you know, what I could buy and have literally in the mail within a couple of days. This is all of this out of stock stuff. So on your, and then went and started to look at the social media. This is the icon you're using here, and same there, but you're using a different icon. You're using a different logo icon out here. So it's that. Now you've got to be 100% consistent in your icons, in your logo icons, both within your social media accounts and within your website, because perceptually, without even being a conscious thing, people are going to see that and associate it with your brand. So it's either got to be this or this, that doesn't have one at all, or this. I actually quite like I actually quite like this one. I actually quite like this one. But that's sort of purpley is when the rest of your brand is like these peachy colours. So Facebook, you've only got 519 followers. That's a shame. But it is the sort of product that does do better on Pinterest and on Instagram because it's jewelry. Good photos on here. Perfectly paired with that sweater and bow necklace. Whenever you do a product, you must give the link to the product. Because I'm looking here and I'm scrolling through Facebook. Oh, I love that. Want it now. I want to be able to click instantly on the link and buy it. So, you know, how do I'm sitting here. I got to work out how to find your website. Looks all well and good on desktop, but nobody looks on desktop anymore. Nobody looks at pages on pages anymore. They look at it all within their newsfeed. So in the newsfeed, they're just going to see this. Don't give them the link to the homepage. Give them the link to this product. I've seen it. I like it. I want it. I brought it. Okay. Bow necklace. It's probably the same necklace. So I would have probably done that as those two images together. Because this does give a better ability to actually look at the product. And then if you do this, now I love the fact that you are doing the product in situ, that you are showing the product in most cases just like literally being used, as distinct from, I think there was some on, like as distinct from that, where it's hard to tell what size they are. And I really don't like the fact that this hovers does nothing when I'm sitting on it, because it's making it really difficult to see them. I wonder what that does on mobile. Ready to ship. See, it doesn't have that effect on mobile, and that's much better because I actually don't lose the sight of what is the product. The sight's a fraction on the slow side too. I noticed it when I was first loading before I had the live streaming going. So just do a double check to see what your sight speed is like. But see that's like it's lost. It's absolutely lost. So always where you can have the product in use so people can see the context of it, they can see what it would look like. See, it's quite different when you're seeing things on the model like you are seeing down here. That's not too bad because at least it gives me an ability to get a feel for the size. So yeah, if you can't do it like on the ears, which I know are very hard to photograph, that's not too bad. Here's the bow again. You seem to be really liking that bow. I love this. I love the fact that you put yourself in there, because as I said, this is a cheeky site. This is you. And yeah, my family calls me Moo. My friends call me Mo. Love it. Absolutely love it. Do this, and I'd like to see a bit more of this. So I would really like to see that on your about page on your website as well, because you are the product. And this would have made a pretty good, story, Facebook story. Not that, it's too fussy. But yeah, feel free to sort of send, and always put the link into your site on here. Want to check out what I do? Want to check out my not products? That's not the right word. Want to check out my creations? Do that. See, this is you've got quite a lot of ones of the bow necklace. So I've been inclined to try a post that actually puts those images together in a carousel. Okay, so yeah, you're doing January the 14th. Favorite opals, we currently have the custom pieces. If the opals are more of a custom piece than they are a ready to ship piece, then say that. Say here's the opals we've got. That sort of image would look really good on there. What would you like to imagine these, in a necklace, a brooch, rings, whatever, earrings. And here's some examples of when I've done that in the past for some inspiration. And so you're not doing links to the you're not doing links to the where they can actually buy them in any of these. May or may not have just added it to the site. Yep, I don't want to know whether you may or may not. I want to know whether you have or not. A giveaway. Be careful with giveaways. They get a bit funny about them. September the 18th. So you're not posting a lot, or you weren't posting a lot. So I'm already back to September 18th. Love this. So wherever you do this behind the scenes, this is good. Fit to work out with over the next month. That's particularly good because it tells a bit about you and about how you do it and what you do. I'd love to see something like this in video. Nice again. Is that a ring? Yeah. You have rings. So you do have some products that are like earrings, necklace, rings. So I would encourage you to do that as bundles on your website. Generally, they've picked one. So would you also like to buy the necklace and the ring that goes with that? That's going to increase your average order value, of course. And you might find others that you know will mix and match quite nicely. What's the matter? We'll keep the same and make it more petite. It's a shame no one answered you there, because that's the sort of that's well done. I always say to people, ask questions, ask them to participate, ask them something and get them to comment. But I suspect back then you just didn't have enough of a following for people to be, for enough engagement to go on. Yeah, so you're doing better on Instagram with 3,552 followers. Not surprising. That's what happens on Instagram. It is the sort of product that a little bit of facial markets. Okay, so you do markets, all right. So you need to have that mentioned on your Facebook. You need to have that mentioned on your website. Where can people see you? This is good. Turn that into a reel on Facebook. Turn that into a reel on here. Probably a tad long, which is why it hasn't gone up as a reel. Same sort of posts. I need that. What does that mean? Yep, this is good. Would look nice as a reel on Facebook. Would look nice as a reel on Pinterest. Would look nice as a reel on TikTok if you're running a TikTok account. TikTok don't call them reels, there's just videos on TikTok. But you get the idea. Did you do any? And get rid of all these tabs. You go into the back end and you get rid of music, check-in, sports, movies. You don't need all of these on a page. It's a hang on from when pages are created from personal profiles and we don't use them as pages. So it doesn't look like you're actually doing any. Look like you're doing any videos at all. That's a shame. No. Oh yeah, videos. That's and is that one on here? So in order, what we do is we just repurpose. We make the one piece of content and we put it everywhere. Then you're going to get more engagement going on. But this is good. Your eye for how you do things is good. Yep, this is good. Pinterest. So this has completely different branding. So make sure you brand this. Oh, I meant to say before I went off the Instagram, excuse me, I like this. Yeah, site is now slow, but that's because I'm streaming. You've definitely got some good content. I'd make the shame the lettering on that isn't a bit bigger. And so you could do those. You could do those as these as pins over here on Pinterest. And we get what we do is we get we find with Pinterest that what we're getting is we're getting a lot of eyeballs, and that's the hardest thing to get. That's your first problem. So you need to put more, and it needs to be less of a monochromatic look. But yeah, the way you present your jewelry is excellent. It's really, really good. Okay, I think that's about all I've got to say on this. You're on the right track. Really like what you're doing, but don't be frightened to be out there and say, go out there and get the bespoke stuff happening. But be very clear when it's bespoke and when it's not. Obviously, the stuff you've already made up, while you're getting bespoke orders to come in, it fills in your time and gets you some money coming in. But you have the ability to do both. And the bespoke, you're really going to have to put your personality out there so people know what your style is. The jewelry, see, this is not my style of jewelry. My style of jewelry is very classic, very, very, stone orientated and very classic. It's not chunky like this. My daughter would love this sort of stuff because it's chunky, and you do quite a bit of silver stuff, which she just loves. It's not me, but that's okay. So, and you do need more posts. So take a lot of those videos that you're doing out there. I don't think any of these are videos. They all look like just images. So take the videos that are out there and put them out here as well. Anything that's in the video format. Okay, hope that's helpful. Next, tomorrow, I'm not sure who I'm doing. Who am I doing? Let me have a look at the spinning the wheel. It's going to be the Red Hill Candle Co. Red Hill Candle Company.au. And that's from like-minded business people drinking wine. Okay, have a great day, everybody.